So, on to the Champions League groups. Group A, which we find ourselves in. Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Copenhagen, Galatasaray.
Yeah, so we've done like a little prediction for this episode. So we're going to say who the two are from each group that are going to go through.
Yep.
And then we're going to say who's in the final.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I don't know how that works. I can pick two, but it might not even be possible for them to play each other. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, true. We need to kind of look at it. We can have a little guess, and it might be completely wrong, but
without sorting the bracket out, we might pick two people that
can't physically.
But we'll do it anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Right. So shall we like speed through these groups? Maybe talk on them a bit, but we'll say our two that go through. So Group A is Bayern Munich, Man United, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. So who are your two to go through that?
Mine is being a bit boring here, and it's United and Bayern.
Yeah, I've got the same.
That's me being hopeful. I think there's a world where United can falter and be shit and go out.
Yeah, maybe Galatasaray takes their place. You never know.
I think Bayern are nailed on, and I would hope that we get through. Whether we could even get through as first if we get a shock result. But
there's a chance. Yeah,
I think it's more likely that we go through as second when Bayern top. But I think that one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
a good group as well. I think Bayern and Copenhagen away will be great. Galatasaray, a bit more of a scary away day, but I'm sure it could still be a good laugh at the same time.
Yeah, we've had some mates saying we don't really want to go to that, do we? We don't want to get stabbed.
Yeah, we might give that a miss, but Copenhagen and Bayern would be great, I'm sure.
Well, but then again, we went to PSG away and we heard some stories from there, didn't we? And we never came across any issues.
The same for when did Juve, people said I thought it was fine. They were all very friendly. But so yeah,
Group B. Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens. Is it Lens or Lens?
I'd say Lens.
Yeah,
seems more French.
Yes,
seems
more French.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It's more an Italian thing as well. Arsenal and Sevilla.
Have you?
Yeah,
I've gone PSV and Arsenal because I think Sevilla does want to win the Europa League again.
Yeah, I think there is a good chance, but I just think they're just a horrible team to play, and
they are, aren't they?
Maybe I'm putting too much weight on them because of my experience in United playing them.
Yeah, terrible.
But yeah, I'm going with Sevilla, and then I think Arsenal should be pretty comfortable in there.
Right. So I've gone PSV Arsenal. I think Arsenal will be comfortable in that as well.
They should win that group.
Yeah, but Arsenal weren't that convincing in the Europa League last season, so we'll see how they do.
They've got to step up now.
Yeah.
As of United,
they might try harder. They might not have wanted it. They might have wanted the Prem more.
They probably were playing some, I can't remember exactly, but maybe they were playing some fringe players in games and stuff because the Premier League was going so well.
I think they got knocked out by Lisbon. So in Lisbon.
Yeah, I remember it. There was a
long shot.
Worldy goal.
Yeah, the long shot, wasn't it? Halfway line. Move on to Group C then. This is Napoli, Real Madrid, Braga, and Union Berlin. So we've probably got the same here, have we?
Napoli and Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that should be relatively comfortable for the pair of them.
Yeah.
I don't see Braga or Union Berlin being able to really pose them problems. I think they're just too good.
Bellingham being the top goal scorer in the Champions League.
Oh, mate.
He's got 5 and 5 now, I think, or 4 and 4, is it?
It's definitely a goal a game, and he scored 2 in one of them. So he might have more goals than games played so far.
Honestly, he's been unreal.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, Napoli and Real Madrid for me as well. I think Napoli had a good season last season, didn't they, with the Champions League?
Just a very disappointing out to
Milan.
Milan did they play? Did they play Inter or AC Milan?
AC.
Everybody was expecting them, I think, at one point. When the bracket, it came out and you could see the bracket, it looked like they should have got to the final.
Yeah.
On paper, how good they were playing, you would have said, Napoli will go all the way.
Everyone was saying it would be City's Napoli, didn't they, in the final?
It looked like it nailed on.
Group D then, Benfica, Inter Milan, and Salzburg, Real Sociedad.
I've gone for Benfica and Inter.
Yeah, I've gone for the same.
I do actually think that one could be a bit mixed. I think Inter will be through. And then that second spot I could actually give to any of them teams.
Yeah, because you do always see an upset in these Champions Leagues, don't you? You always see like a team that you just wouldn't think goes through. And that could have been either of Salzburg and Real Sociedad.
Yeah, my gut tells me Benfica, based on
They had a good
history
yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think they had a good spell last season in the Champions League as well.
They're still decent, so I think they're the strongest there. But Salzburg and Sociedad could definitely get themselves through. So we both got the same ones there.
Yeah, so we'll go to Group E then. So this is Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic.
It's a good group that I like. I think that would have been a crazy first, like Celtic fans.
They're all
Some of them
quite equal, aren't they? Atletico Madrid are kind of on the next pedestal to them, aren't they? But
I think I've got Atletico and Feyenoord, based on the fact Feyenoord won the league last year. So I've got them maybe just edging it over the others.
I've got a surprise one. I have.
What, in this group? I did put down Celtic. But no, I think Feyenoord, and I think Atletico surely should be nailed on.
Right, well, I've got Atletico Madrid and Celtic.
Yeah, I think Celtic could be a surprise package. I don't think Lazio are going to have enough.
I don't watch much of Scottish football, but I just feel like Celtic, they're quite a well-known club. I think they might cause an upset.
I think
Lazio I don't know much about either.
No, not
They've
anymore.
just lost that midfielder as well. It's like very highly rated. It's gone Saudi.
Oh, Milinkovic.
Savic, yeah.
But yeah, I think the Atletico nailed. They will not play football either. They will be horrible. So
I might regret the Celtic one because I just remember when Celtic was like in the Champions League. I just remember when they were getting smashed by Barca all the time with Neymar and that. Do you not remember that?
Yeah,
awful. But hey, I've done it anyway. Can't go back now.
That's too late. You've outed yourself.
Group F, which is group of death, you'd say, wouldn't you?
The group of F, the group of death. So I don't think we're going to have the same here.
Do you not?
No.
So this is Paris Saint-Germain, Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle United.
I've gone for Newcastle and Milan.
Wow.
I think Dortmund I can give an outside shout to. I think Paris go out in the groups.
They're not who they used to be now.
I'm looking at Mbappe. They've got Gonzalo Ramos. He's injured though.
Moani.
Just signed him, haven't they? But I'm not. They falter all the time, and I look at that group and I think everyone there beats them.
Do you know what's
they flip it,
swayed me to PSG though? The manager, I like him.
In the Champions League, I just don't see it. They fail every single year.
He won the Champions League with Barcelona, didn't he?
Who's the manager there now?
The Spanish one.
Is that who's the PSG manager?
Yeah. What's his name now? Oh, it'll come to me. But yeah, he managed Barca and he won it with them.
But no, I think they'll go out of the groups. That's my bold shout. And then Dortmund, I just don't actually think... You think Dortmund because of how good they've been in recent years, but they've lost so many players.
Yeah, Luis Enrique is.
Yeah, I see. I had that in my head, and then I thought, I'm going to look like a knobhead on it. I've already done it once before. Newcastle, I don't think anyone's going to beat Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Mate, I'm actually... It sounds weird being a United fan, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing that first home game that they have in the Champions League.
Shame. You fake fan.
No, because I've actually spoke to another United fan and he actually said it.
I think that they will beat everybody, or certainly not lose. I think they'll avoid defeat at home to every team. Are you
not looking forward to seeing the first home game in the Champions League?
I'm looking forward to it, but I wouldn't say I'm excited to watch Newcastle in the Champions League.
Why did I say I was excited?
I don't know. I thought that's what you said.
No, I am looking forward to it. I'm not excited.
But no, I
that's
think
a bit too much.
I don't think Dortmund are that team anymore. They've just lost so many players.
Yeah, they have.
And I just don't think they're good. I can't see them getting through that group at all.
No, I can't.
And
I don't actually think they'll get... I'm going to make a bold statement now. I don't think they'll get a point.
You don't think they get a single point?
Nope. Dead.
Oh, God. I actually now I hope that I'm also wrong and they stomp that group because we can clip that. I think... But yeah, I've gone Newcastle.
That wall's not going to do it for them today. It's this season.
Newcastle and Milan out of a group with Dortmund and PSG in. That's what I'm going for. I think... But
Newcastle,
then again,
PSG for
after Newcastle for the last few games, I'm not really sure now. But
I know, yeah. You never know. They could do a Leicester. Remember when Leicester was in Champions League? They were going for it.
They did all right. But yeah, I don't think teams are going to be able to do well at St. James's Park, and I don't think PSG are that team that people think they are.
No.
Even with Neymar and Messi, they couldn't win it.
But I think they're going to be a better team without them now, because when you get rid of your better players and they now start playing as a team, I think they'll start playing better.
We'll see. But I don't. In the Champions League, it's like they've got some sort of voodoo on them. They just can't do it.
Okay, let's go to the next group, which is Group G, and that is Man City, Leipzig, Red Star Belgrade, and Young Boys.
Absolute honking group. How shit is that?
You don't give the winners that group, do you?
You do when you buy it. That's I'm joking. But that group, out of everybody in the competition, if you could maybe take Leipzig out for someone else, they've drawn all the shittest teams in it.
Yeah.
And, they play Leipzig nearly every fucking year in the Champions League.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
They're in their group every year.
They beat them 7-0 last year, didn't they?
Young Boys, we know what they're like. We played them ourselves. AstroTurf.
Is that when the
Merchants.
AstroTurf, yeah?
They're shit.
You would have thought they'd invest in more, in better grass, wouldn't you?
Red Star Belgrade, hostile, volatile to go to. But they're not going to do enough, I wouldn't think. I think them and Young Boys are going to be scrapping out for who finishes rock bottom. I've gone City and Leipzig there.
Yeah, same.
But again, Leipzig, maybe not, and it could be any of the other ones. I could see any of them getting through. I think City's the only nailed one. But
yeah.
My gut would be Leipzig there.
City's goal difference is going to be bloody sky high, isn't it? Haaland's going to get a golden boot in this.
I think he will break the record for
The most amount of goals in Champions League.
Yeah, or the group stage, certainly. Because they might not even play him. They can play Alvarez and probably bench him.
Alvarez might break the record. You never know.
Anyone could break the record. They might get Rico Lewis break the record for goals. No, I'm trolling. That's a terrible, terrible take.
Imagine.
I just want you to clip it.
Group H.
Yes.
This is Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Royal Antwerp. I don't even know what team that is.
They're from Belgium, I think.
Are they?
I think so.
I've never heard of them in the Champions League
I might
before.
be wrong. I think they're that Union SG team. Maybe I'm getting that wrong.
Right. Well, I've got them to win it anyway, so. Honestly, I've never heard of them.
I've gone Barcelona, Porto.
Yeah, same.
But I think
Barcelona, I think, will have decent.
They'll
run.
romp it, I think, in that group.
I think they'll even go through the knockouts. I think they'll get quite far,
Barca.
Yeah.
I just really don't know what's going on there at the moment. I don't even... Apart from, we played them last year in that Europa League playoff game that we had to play.
That should have been the final. That game had so much hype, didn't it?
It was the biggest game of the bloody
year. And it was actually a good game, both legs.
Yeah. It was a shame as well because it's me being bitter still, but from us finishing second in the group because of that goal that we conceded at home to Sociedad that wasn't a handball, which then meant we had to play Barca, which put us on a different side of the bracket. If we would have finished top in that group, we wouldn't have had to play those series of Spanish teams that we played.
Oh yeah, we got knocked out by Sevilla.
We might have seen a different outcome.
What's Sevilla that we got knocked out by, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And
they're a bogey team, they are.
Yeah, I hate playing any Spanish teams in general. I mean, it's a bit more exciting when it's the big clubs, but just I hate it.
Yeah,
we're just poor against that kind of football.
Right, so who's going to be your final? Obviously, this could be completely wrong.
So I need to kind of think about it because I only went winners because I didn't know how to do it. So I'm going to have to just throw someone in off the cuff here. Obviously with the person who I've put winning it. So I'll go Madrid, Real Madrid and City. And I'll have City win.
You've got City winning it?
Sorry, Madrid win.
Well, I was close to doing that, but I'm throwing something else into it. So I've got City and PSG in the final. And I've got PSG winning it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. How are they going to be in the final when they don't get out the group stage? I imagine if you picked someone then that you didn't even say got through.
I know, yeah.
I think that Red Star Belgrade will make the final. They're not actually getting out of the group.
No, Royal Antwerp will.
Yeah, I'll go with Real.
I'm going PSG.
And then I actually don't know if I think City will get to the final, but off the cuff, they seem like a good... They've been in back-to-back finals now.
Yeah.
So I'll go for them, but then I'm going to be tipping Jude Bellingham in his first season at Real Madrid to win the Champions League.
Well, I was going to make a bold claim and say Bellingham gets golden boot in the Champions League, right?
Mate.
But then it reminded me of City's group, and I was like, no chance.
Haaland will get more goals against Young Boys than Bellingham will get in the whole tournament.
Yeah.